figured I needed another Chris on the set. Brockman and Law are not enough. I needed to have Miller and then throw Phil in right on top of it.
I feel left out.
Good to see you, Phil Lord.
Yeah, nice to see you.
How are you, Chris Miller?
Doing great.
Good to see you guys.
Good to be
Yeah,
here.
it's so good to be here, yeah.
Listen, one of the first people I called when the show came up, and I emailed you.
Yeah, I thought it was a prank.
It was not. It was not. It was never. You know, and when the radio audience returns, we'll explain, you know, how I got to meet you guys. Now, which one of you is the Dolphin fan?
That's me.
And I'm the Seahawks fan.
So you're the
You're
one with
happy.
that's why you're the one with the bigger smile.
Yeah, he's the one with the big smile.
That's the one with the bigger smile.
Yeah.
Okay. And we'll get into more of that.
Life is long. Fortune's wheel turns.
Life is long.
Yeah.
I didn't see that in the banner being held up by the Dolphins fans when I was
It's over
down
the
there a few
stadium.
weeks ago.
Life is long.
Life is long. Go hit
Yeah.
him.
Like,
Take him down.
take
Life
him
is
down
long.
eventually.
That's not the rallying cry here.
No. We will one day get you.
Life is long,
Yeah.
everybody. They can live with life, Chris. They can live with it.
I love it.
That's right. The directors of 21 and 22 Jump Street and the Lego Movie right here in studio when we come back on The Rich Eisen Show. These are the voices of the directors of some of the funnier movies that have come out in recent days. The Lego Movie and the 21 and 22 Jump Street movies. Phil Lord and Chris Miller. Good to see you guys here in the flesh.
good
in the
to
Rich
see
Eisen
Nice to
Show.
see you. Yeah. It's a little reunion.
My oldest kid, 6-year-old Xander, saw the Lego Movie trailer, and I think the Will Ferrell character scared the crap out of him.
Oh, yeah.
And it took me weeks to tell him, this is for you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so did you
Right.
coax him into the movie theater finally?
I did not coax. No, I coaxed him in front of the Apple TV.
Right.
Oh, it's a
You know,
fantastic.
It's a little easier
So if
that
you
way.
got a few extra cents or dollars or, you know,
Hey,
that's
we'll
what
take it.
That's what it
One
came
more
from.
penny from
It goes,
you.
we get
Thank you.
100% of the profits. That's how the deal that we made.
I love it
Yeah.
because your great agents are great.
Yeah, really
but
good.
then I sit down and I heard what I heard about it, which is it's also for people like me, right? I mean, so
That was the idea, yeah. I mean, we're not smart enough really to make a movie for children. We just kind of make a movie for one another.
It so happens that our sense of humor is juvenile enough that kids seem to like it too.
right, and it works out.
Yeah,
Right.
it's
Works out.
we're a
And
good
then
fit.
there's Rob Riggle in the Jump Street movies.
Exactly.
Not for
Honestly,
children.
Not safe
Distinctly not for children.
for many people.
I know.
It is not safe
Not
for
safe
many
for
people.
work,
Check out,
not safe for my parents.
Yeah. If you check out the language in the Jump Street movies, I bet kids would like it too.
Yeah, that's probably so. That's probably so. And Riggle's a big cuddly guy too.
Oh,
good
yeah.
man.
Phil
Big
Lord
sports
and Chris
fan.
Miller, directors of the Jump Street films and the Lego Movie here on the Rich Eisen Show. I met you guys because I don't know how you reached out to me, but you guys thankfully
Didn't
did.
Neil
Neil
Moritz
Moritz.
find you at like a pool somewhere?
Yes, with my kids.
And like ambush you?
At poolside, you know, and probably the last vacation I took.
Yeah.
But yeah, came up to me and
asked, Rich was one of the announcers for the college football game in 22 Jump Street.
I think we were in the editing bay and we got a call from Neil. It's like, I'm at the pool. I'm at the pool. And he's like, you
He's
guys
a
are in Hawaii or
executive
something.
producer?
I'm at the pool. What do you guys
Yeah.
think about Rich Eisen doing that voice? We're like, yeah, that sounds
sounds
amazing. Okay,
amazing.
I'll come back. I'll come back.
I think he like went up to you
5
and
minutes
like,
later, it was
went up
with a
done.
Mai Tai going like, hey.
he went up to my wife first.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow,
Yes.
very
And-
smooth.
And Susie comes up to me and she's just like, you know, so see that guy over there? I'm like, yeah. She goes, he's a pretty big deal, and he wants you to do a voiceover for the 22 Jump Street movie and 21 Jump Street. I mean, these movies, to be very honest with you, when there's remakes of television shows, and you know, sometimes they don't live
can
up
be
to it.
kind of bad.
Were you guys concerned about?
Oh,
yeah,
of
yeah,
course.
totally. But then it kind of feels like a fun challenge to see if you can make one that's not bad.
Well, you did more
That's
than
right.
that.
And the bar is so low, I feel like,
Expectations low.
yes.
Then we can exceed them.
How did you
Right.
choose the guys in the movie? You know,
Oh, well,
Channing Tatum.
Jonah had been developing the project. At some point, I think Neil had the idea of, let's not do this, let's do this as a comedy.
Right.
And then we were kicking around ideas with Jonah about who we should pair him with, and there were a lot of comedy names on that list. And then there was Channing Tatum, who none of us really knew that well. But we had seen online that he had done this crazy video where he dresses up like Patrick Swayze from Dirty Dancing.
does he really? I didn't
Yeah.
see that.
Yeah, it's like him and Charlene Yee, and they do it totally straight. And it's just like a straight scene, but he's wearing a crazy Swayze wig. And we were like, that guy doesn't take himself too seriously. and yet he didn't mug and he didn't need to prove how funny he was in the bit, and we really wanted to meet him. So at some point, we were trying to contact him forever, and then we get a call on our cell phones, can you meet Channing Tatum in 2 hours? And then we just ran over to some restaurant and hit it off, and he and Jonah loved each other, and he just put his faith in everybody. Said, like, don't make me look stupid.
And then here you guys are making, is there another one in the pipeline?
There's another one in the pipeline.
23 Jump Street?
It's 23
So you
Jump
are
Street.
basically fulfilling the gag that you had at the end of your last film, that you were going to have 80,000 more of these.
Those end
Yes.
credits are canon for sure.
The end credits are canon.
And you're going to get the whole band back together?
I hope so. That would be great. You know, we have our friend Rodney's writing a script right now, and
Right.
It's still very, very early.
it's
We're
super
developing.
early. Yeah.
I can't remember. Was it known before the movie came out that Johnny Depp was going to have a brief cameo in it?
No,
Or
that was a big
that was the big
surprise,
secret, right?
Yeah, it was a hard one to keep.
Yeah.
But yeah, that and most of the young kids were like, "How random? Why is Johnny Depp in 21 Jump Street?"
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing? Well, that's the same thing where people, when John Madden went in the Hall of Fame, kids were like,
who's
he's in
this
for the
guy?
video game.
Yeah. Oh my God.
The video
that's-
game
we're
creator.
So
It's the same
old.
thing.
Yeah.
What happened to us?
Yes.
Yeah, it's the same exact thing. It's like, no.
Life is long.
Yeah, he was a real good coach. You know, won a
Yeah.
Super Bowl before he.
Yeah, but he's mostly known as a video
The
game
inventor,
creator,
the programmer
a
of the video game.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
like,
He's
those are
really
the-
into
he
the
must be
code.
going in because
Yeah,
he
I
made a
know.
great
Yeah.
video game.
That's so great.
Phil Lord and Chris Miller, the directors of the Jump Street movies, the Lego movie, are here in studio. We're going to talk football with you guys. And also, we want you to chime in on our poll question of the biggest bust of all time.
Okay.
And then this whole concept of whether Kate Middleton is truly a royal or not.
Oh, right.
She's not. She's a commoner like you or I. She's not really.
You or I.
Just
Look at you.
What was
Your
that?
fancy
you or
grammar.
I.
Yeah.
Chris
Yep.
Law now speaking
Exactly.
in iambic pentameter.
Yep.
All of a
you
sudden.
or
All
I.
right, Shakespeare.
When we
guess if
come
you-
back here on the program in just 60 seconds, don't go anywhere. We're back with more. You or I.
You or I guess.
Welcome back to the Rich Eisen Show. I am here with the directors of the Lego Movie and the Jump Street films, Phil Lord and Chris Miller, among other films that they have done. Even though that commercial break was just 60 seconds, there was some considerable breaking news.
Breaking news.
Yes.
Chris
Oh,
Law
boy.
just dropped some knowledge when we came back from break.
Yeah.
Would you care to inform the masses what you
Yeah,
just told the directors of the Lego Movie?
I traveled on a flight from Los Angeles to Philadelphia last May, and I tweeted out before the flight, "Hey, what movie should I download?" Aaron Nagler, sports football writer,
Yes.
recommended Lego Movie, and I thought, like most people, like Rich did, it was for kids, and then I started reading about it, downloaded it. This is the infamous flight where the dog took three dumps.
There was a dog on the flight. Did you hear about this story?
I did not.
I heard about it. I was reading your live tweets.
Yes, I live tweeted it.
Thank goodness
and,
for Wi-Fi on flights.
I know, and
There was a monsterly large service dog
service dog.
that was on the plane
Yeah.
and pooped no fewer than 3 times.
3 times, and then passengers started getting ill from it, and then they started throwing up. They ran out of material to clean up said defecation, if you will, and we had to emergency land in Kansas City.
This is a story that'll never die.
Well, because it was international. It went international. How many? Like German,
50.
Germany,
Yeah, there-
Switzerland, Finland.
Italian news covered it.
Everybody did.
All of these news reports
The
are
New
getting tweeted at
Yorker
us.
interviewed this hillbilly.
I know, but
right?
I'm watching the Lego movie while
New
it's all
Yorker
going down.
interviews you.
So in other words,
Oh, that's amazing.
That's the
Yorker.
environment in which you watch the Lego Movie, which
It's
is
beautiful.
perfect.
you didn't see all of it, right?
No,
That's
I
not-
actually had to watch it the next day, and when you get them on iTunes, they're only good for 24 hours. I paid for it twice.
God bless you. Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
And the incontinent dog.
And there you go.
Hey, that's
Yeah.
a great character.
So everything was not awesome on that
Yeah.
flight.
I
No,
guess
it was
not.
certainly
To
not
use the-
awesome.
to use all.
I like that they had to land to get more paper towels.
I know. It
Or,
was a
or
disaster.
fresh air.
And then we had to refuel. It was just a, it was a disaster.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you stayed on the plane.
Stayed on the
They
plane
don't
the whole
switch
time.
the plane out when that happens?
They told us they would, and then hazmat had to board the flight.
Hazmat?
And hazmat turned
What
out
was
to
that
be.
dog eating, really?
I know. Hazmat turned out to be 5 poor saps in orange vests, and that was it. Just guys that are just doing their normal
Oh, they
shift.
didn't go full Breaking Bad?
Those were the
full-
best tweets,
they
man.
didn't-
That
they-
was
They
awesome.
didn't
That
go
was
Bill
wonderful.
Murray. It
That
was,
day was so fun.
no, it was brutal.
Phil Lord and Chris Miller here in studio. So, Chris, you're the Seahawk fan.
It's true.
Is that where you're from?
I'm from the greater Seattle area, yes.
And so
Lake
you're
Stevens.
pumped. You're psyched.
I'm very psyched. There was a little wobbly there in the middle, but I'm feeling good now. They seem to be.
They look like last
Yeah.
year right now.
Oh yeah. Well, now that Bobby Wagner's back and Cam Chancellor and the defense is looking really good.
Yeah, and Russell Wilson is running the ball in when things are breaking down. What would you tell, as you pat your chest, what would you tell Seahawks management about keeping Marshawn Lynch? Would you?
I am a huge fan of Marshawn Lynch. I think he's amazing. He when he hits the first defender,
Yeah.
he just plows right through him onto the next one. I mean, obviously running backs sort of go off a cliff at some point, but if they can structure a contract in a way that makes sense, I mean, he's the
the right
reason.
soul.
He's the reason they're there. I mean, obviously they've got a lot of amazing players, but he is really something special.
Maybe he could be in 23 Jump Street.
Listen, I would
Let's make that
love.
happen right now.
If that's the difference maker,
Yes.
I would commit to that.
I am all for.
Should
him
we commit
being
to that
in
right
any-
now?
in any of our projects?
Yeah.
Marshawn Lynch in a scene with Rob Riggle, who
Yes.
has some Seattle Seahawks connections because he and Carol are
Yes.
friendly.
Yes.
Exactly, it's true.
I'm help.
You're helping.
You're
It
helping.
writes
You're
itself.
kind of like managing this whole thing.
I mean, Marshawn Lynch is really easy to just come up and talk to, from what I understand. He just
he's a
super
great public speaker.
Yeah. And so you're from the South Florida area, Phil?
Yep. I grew up in
Okay.
Miami.
Yeah.
Grew up loving the Dolphins and having my heart broken.
So
30 years.
So Marino's your guy? Would Dan Marino be your guy?
Marino's my guy. Jay Fiedler, former Dolphins quarterback, was
Yes.
the quarterback of our college team. So we're
Quarterback of your college. So
Yes.
you're
Yes.
Dartmouth guys. Is
We're
that where you
Dartmouth
guys met?
We're
Yeah,
Dartmouth
that's
guys,
where we
yeah.
met.
So you met bonding through Fiedler?
Oh yeah.
Drew Fiedler.
His
It's
senior
crazy.
year was our freshman year, and he made like 5 20-plus point comebacks.
in
he
the
was
fourth
incredible.
quarter in the snow. It was one of the
crazy.
best sports experiences of my life.
And that's how you guys met on the
Yeah.
campus
Yeah.
of Dartmouth.
That's true.
Not on the football team. I know it
No.
looks like
No,
we
that's okay.
work
I know.
out a lot.
That's okay. You bonded through Fiedler,
Yeah,
which I
exactly.
believe was a great acoustic.
The B-side.
The B-side of what? I
It
don't know what
sounds
the
like
B-side
a
of.
Zach
Bonding through
Braff movie.
Fiedler?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
Bonding through Fiedler.
Bonding through
Sure,
Fiedler.
that's a good band name. It's like a Hootie and the Blowfish B-side.
Bonding through Fiedler. Phil Lord and Chris Miller. Would you care to chime in on our poll question?
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah. What's
Our
the
poll
poll
question is
question?
based on the fact that Jadeveon Clowney of the Houston Texans underwent microfracture surgery after a washout of a first season, and the 21st century caveat of "we're not saying, we're just saying" applies to the concept of him being a bust already.
So we're
Gotcha.
not calling him
Looking
a
into the
bust.
future, there's
Yes.
a potential that
But he
could
might
happen.
be. So what's the biggest bust of all time?
All
Brian
the
Bosworth.
time.
Is it Jamarcus Russell, Ryan Leaf, Sam Bowie, the Lone Ranger,
The
that
film Lone Ranger.
big catastrophe a couple years
right.
ago, or Kate Upton?
Kate
Oh,
Upton,
man.
who's actually very successful.
Yes, but the biggest
There's a
bust.
play
you
on
see.
words
She has
there.
a big bust.
I don't understand.
You don't
it.
need to
I
spell
can't
it out.
believe-
These guys are smart. Dude, they're
Yes.
Ivy Leaguers. You don't need to spell it out.
How is Brian
They have-
Bosworth not on this list?
I
by the
know,
way?
honestly, from a
We
from
got
a
some
personal
Bosworth,
standpoint.
and we also got a lot of Greg Oden tweets.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
But
that's
I
a sad
mean,
one.
How is
Personally
the Boz now?
speaking, it's the Boz. I mean, we were so excited for him to
Kate
come to
Upton,
town.
52%.
Did you see that 30 for 30 on the Boz?
I have not seen it yet,
It's
but
so
was
awesome.
Is it rad?
No, I mean they're all great.
They are all great.
They're all great, but
That's a
that
great
30 for
program.
30 on the Boz, oh my
gotta see
lord.
I go with Ryan
really
Leaf.
done.
yeah.
And where do you
I don't
stand on the
relish
issue of
anyone's failure, but
where do you stand on the silly issue of LeBron putting his Hall of Fame hand
I can't
on the
believe
shoulder of Kate Middleton?
I can't believe Kate Middleton touched LeBron. I'm outraged about that.
King James.
King James, he's royalty
Phil Lord,
too.
King James.
That's
yes.
right.
And he also he could get injured.
It's
You
true.
can't touch that guy. He's a national treasure.
Whereas-
She could have heard his look at that.
She's
She's jamming her shoulder right into his rib cage.
Well, that's
LeBron
because she's
would've-
like, get off of me.
He'd
I'm
crack
crack
one of those things.
He would have flopped if she actually.
Wow, that's a
Yeah.
Celtic
We
fan
just
right
had
there.
a lord comment on a duchess and a king. This is kind of. This is.
I know. It's like he's a lord. There you go.
Nice.
Yeah, that's right.
British
I should
royalty.
know. I should know.
He's,
Nice.
He's an
I'm
expert.
pretend royalty as well.
And Law
As well.
Well, Law thinks she's not a royal because she married into the family, which has outraged because we're available internationally on the NFL Now app.
Right.
So there are some Brits who are watching us that
Well,
are.
I think she gets a title, right? She was bestowed a title by the Queen
Yeah,
herself.
she was
Do we-
bestowed duchess. Yeah.
As a matter- let's take a call. They'll be able to hear it. Ryan,
Yeah, they
Ryan
can-
from Liverpool. Ryan from Liverpool,
Hello.
back on this show. You're the Eagle
wow.
fan who called a couple weeks ago.
Oh.
Ryan, are you there?
I'm sorry about Sunday.
I'm good, thanks, folks. How are we doing?
I'm doing fine. Where do you stand on this issue of LeBron touching Kate Middleton?
Do you know what? There are a couple of things about this. I saw Kate Middleton's trip to Canada the other week, and she was hugging a little girl who had cancer. So I think it should go both ways. If she's going to, have touch with one form of human, then you've got to have contact with the other. And Prince William
Yes.
is the head of the Football Association. He's probably high-fiving guys every time he scores a goal. So I think it's a bit outdated, this protocol. You can't touch people. And Kate Middleton being a royal, yes. She's given birth to a son who is third in line for the throne.
That's it.
Rule Britannia, he'll be the king one day.
There it is. I think
Lord
that's
Britannia.
So Ryan,
Trump card.
that was very Solomon-like right there,
Yeah.
where you agreed that LeBron should. It's not a protocol that he broke, but
No,
She's a legit royal.
she's a legit royal. She's a
Yeah.
royal.
I think there's no question.
biologically she isn't, but she's given birth to the future king. She's in.
She's.
You're saying that she biologically
Ian,
she
on
doesn't
the
have the
royal roster.
metachlorians.
Thank you, Ryan. I appreciate the call. Please call back again. That's Ryan in Liverpool. Skyping in. See? The world's flat now, guys.
By the
know.
way, we just solved it.
We just solved
We
it.
just solved the issue. That
And
was
we got
great.
Marshawn Lynch all
He's
teed up for
on.
23
Getting
Jump
so
Street.
gonna be
much
great.
done. Yeah, I love
And
this.
Will Forte, who was the
Your
analyst
your co-announcer.
Yes,
in
yes.
22 Jump
Your
Street.
co-star.
Yeah. That's right. You were the play-by-play guy. He was
that
the
was
color.
me. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Last Man on Earth coming up on Fox. You guys are the producers, directors, writers? of
Yeah,
this?
we
What are you-
directed the first 2 episodes.
Okay.
We're producing with Will. Will is starring, writing, producing. He's a genius. The
Because
show
he
is
came in
crazy.
looking like a hobo
Yes.
when we did this.
Oh, he looked way worse.
He looks
In the
like
summertime
a
we shot.
1890s prospector. He's got a beard wider than it is long. And yes, it's called Last Man on Earth. It comes out March 1st on Fox.
On Fox.
It's a hilarious post-apocalyptic comedy.
What?
Right?
What would
what's-
be?
What? It's
Not
not
the
funny
love.
about
It's the only
about everybody dying.
I
It
love it.
probably is, yeah.
Guys, thanks for coming on. Phil Lord,
Oh.
Chris Miller.
pleasure.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having
Good
us.
luck to your Seahawks, Chris.
Thank you very
Good luck
much.
to your Dolphins, Phil. You need it. You're in New England this week.
Yeah, it's going to be rough.
I know. Phil Lord and Chris Miller here on The Rich Eisen Show, meeting the man who downloaded their movies twice because a dog pooped on his plane 3 times, forcing an emergency landing. That's why I keep telling all of our viewers and listeners internationally or domestically, just Google the words Chris Law and dog poop and wait till you see the results.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern. On Audience.